So we're gonna take a look at Rajai. Um, you said that you were Gold 5 Season 1, and then went down to Bronze 5 Season 2, and you've been stuck there ever since. And you're a Gold's 3 support, so you know you're not terrible at the game, so you have a understanding of how things are supposed to work. Um, so we shall see what we shall see, I guess. See what it is, if there's something that you're missing, or something that you're struggling with. That's good, your first kill. Probably don't want to be sitting in front of the Rhine here. Yep, look for ground again. Get the Widow kill. Good. I'll just watch this first fight through before I really talk on it. So a couple of things that I see here. First off, I mean, like this spot that you're on, you often are just kind of sitting here and not even like moving, like you're not even strafing when you're shooting, right? Uh, that's something that yeah, surprising you're getting away with, but on the other hand, it's Bronze 5. So I mean, this is not like a great place to be sitting, kind of really. Like, you normally widows will be sitting back up here or off on here where they can be hitting the point and backing easily. This is a lot more on top. I mean, it's probably not the worst spot in the world, but when you have the um like at any point, especially the Hanzo that was sitting there, he could have just easily looked up and headshotted you, but he just couldn't hit any of his arrows, from here. It's um not that hard of a shot to hit, but it's one of those, like, and then you just kind of fall down into the point, and there's things that don't matter because of the rank you're in. But I mean, your aim otherwise, like, your aim is good. I mean, your aim is not bronze, but that's just like standing still, not being able to strafe or anything is Widow, and just sitting out in the open, not even having like a corner to peek around or anything when you're taking shots, is something that you won't be able to do in higher ranks. Yeah, like this Widow's just missing shots on you, even though you're not even really trying to dodge or anything. So you go back up top. And then you kind of get tunnel visioned on the Widow and don't realize that there's people on top of you. You're missing a lot of these shots. And at no point here do you throw Venom 9. Because Venom 9 does, I believe it's like 75 health over the course of its time. He ends up with 74. So if you would have thrown your Venom Mine at any point just directly into him to make him trigger it, that he probably would have died there, because I don't think he was getting healed. So that's always something that I don't think I've actually seen you place Venom Mine yet. That's a very good part of her kit. It's a good kill. Yeah, I'm surprised that Winston hasn't up you earlier. So you recognize that you need to get healed here, right? You have 28 health. Your Ana just dies, right? Your Mercy is just right over here. If you just back over, you can actually taxi her and help her get to the objective quicker. Um, and then take it make it a 4v4, maybe a 4v3 if their tank ends up dying here. Um, but instead of helping your support get here faster, you just walk in and die for no reason. And now she's to take extra time and then has to waste res on. Well, I guess she doesn't use it on you, but on the auto, so you guys could have had a full team there if you just waited for her to get there. Yeah, I think that's the first event on mine you've thrown. And now they're on point, so you should be looking on point, not shooting randomly out there. Overall, I don't think that was bad. Like there were definitely some times, like I said, I think the positioning that you're in is going to be punished very hard, being that close. That even like Cassidy's or Ashes are going to be very easy able to take you out, or soldiers, or even Lucio's that are good enough to boop you onto the point. Things like that. And yeah, just don't be standing still. Normally you want spots that you can peek corners if you can, that you can back away if you need to without just completely jumping off your high ground, and having to re-grapple it. I don't play a ton of Widow, so I can't really tell you anything else than that. But it's like So okay, we got look at this a little bit before. Okay, so you come here, you have a shot where you can just walk out to the edge here to hit this Cassidy, right? Like just walk right here out onto the edge and shoot down on him, and you know 1-2 shots and he's dead. Uh, he's actually like a really good close range duelist, so there was no reason to drop onto him and make yourself an easier shot. I mean, it's hard for him to throw a magnetic grenade up this way, right? It's harder for him to hit shots this way, and he's not even, I don't think he's even looking at you at that point. Yeah, he's not even looking at you until you drop down onto him, right? So he's being pressured back. All you need to do is just come up and pressure him from this angle. Uh, you're a better long range or mid range, so you actually better working from high ground. And then what happens is, so you guys both go to point, right? You and your Hanzo both go to point, but you haven't won the team fight yet. So this is actually a mistake to be here, because jumping on the point when you haven't won the team fight is actually not, like, it doesn't mean anything, because you have your Orisa here, your tank and 1 support, and they have their tank and 2 supports over here holding off. The difference is that these guys are running dive with Lucio and Winston, right? And they already have closer positioning, so they can easily just jump into point, which is what they end up doing. And actually what it is just you two being out of position by yourselves, right? Plus you're low, you don't even run back to try to get like the mini back here or anything. So they just jump in, and just your Hanzo's an easy kill. You're just sitting on point, hoping that he doesn't come in, and he does. So you end up dying here too. And then it's just, you know, even with the res on the Hanzo, it doesn't matter, because their team, their Symmetra comes back, and you know it's just. So if you guys had gone and either, you know, I mean, you could have just climbed back up onto high ground, so when your team was back here, and tried to attack from, you know, above, and then force the Winston to choose who he's going to try to fight, or just come back down through here. But going straight to point with low health just gave them a free advantage to kill the Hanzo before the team fight even started. So fighting up close is just not a great spot for Ashe. You kind of have to wait for your tank to make space up there. And your team dipped here. Yeah, so and if you look at this from here, right? Your Orisa and your Ana, I kind of missed that. Okay, so your Orisa and Ana are up here, right? Your Orisa jumps off. So they're like, okay, our Hanzo's dead. There's people in here, like, this is not a good place to push into. So she jumps off. Your Ana realizes this and she follows the tank, and you just sit here and try to take these on by yourself instead of following your team. And then just get, you know, instantly, like, and this is where dive is super good against punishing people for being out of position, because you see how their Winston and Lucio seem to come out of nowhere just to kill you because you were sitting by yourself. Alright, so you didn't really do anything here while you're alive. So, I mean, I know this Baptiste is tempting, and maybe you should hit a few shots to get him to run off. That's good. But then here, they still have like an ulting Winston and a Symmetra on your team. Are you going to just, and you just leave them here to sprint off after the Baptiste, even though he's not really participating in this fight, like he's too far away to do anything. So your team is here, and instead of helping your team, you just run off, you know. Like there's Symmetra still here, and now the Winston just chases you down because you just ran off on your own, and once again have isolated yourself. And at this point, it's you either, you act like you're trying to live, but then you see the Cassidy here, and you decide to stop and fight him, even though you know that means you aren't going to get out. So if you weren't going to get out, you could have just died like back here, so that you would have died earlier and not staggered from your team, because this is just you ran all the way over here and then just decided, okay, now I'm gonna like die. This is fine. So I think you just need to be paying a little more attention to your team, even if you're not playing directly at the same spot that your team is. Okay, so let's watch this. I think a lot of this is seen better just from outbeat, just showing you where you are in relation to your team. And this I get is supposed to be a flank, right? But it's also a very dangerous flank because I mean they're still somewhat a dive heavy comp. So if these dragons didn't happen, their entire team dives you and you die, right? Because the dragons, you don't die because they're distracted, but again, you don't really accomplish anything by that. Like you don't kill anyone or anything. You just so now you're back with your team here, right? Your Orisa starts going in, so yep, it's alright to be you pushing in. At this point, yeah, so at this point you decide to pause it right, not here, but here. So at this point you have all 4 of your teammates on this side of the barrier. You are at less than half health, and this Symmetra is at full health with a turret here. And you decide to go on the side of the barricade that no one on your team can help you. And you know, like they even try, but you just put yourself in the worst possible spot where you can't, like, there's nothing they can do. Um, like your team was, everybody on your team aside from you recognized that, they're all on the same side of the barrier, and then everyone could have come and killed the Symmetra very easily together, but you just wanted to rush off and kill her while you have, less than half health. Guess now I try and Junkrat. It's a good kill. And you just I really say what was wrong with that one. I think you know, but just be aware of that, Okay, immediately switching to Hanzo, but I don't think you guys are gonna touch this. So I think your Widow gameplay was better because you're actually getting kills. It didn't really seem like you were really getting much kills. You were a lot of times just out of position, away from your team, and your team was doing like a lot of the work. And all you were doing was really distracting people, but not really doing anything with it. For the second one, we'll see how this one goes. I don't think there was any reason to go with that high ground. Like, I think you were doing well up there. And now you're just kind of lost because you jumped into the middle of the team there. And yeah, so it's a habit, a bad habit that people have is being up on high ground, right? Like, cause right now you're shooting at them, right? They're not even shooting back at you. Like, just keep doing this, right? Keep shooting at him, and then you walk off. Why? You just became an easy target, and now you dropped where their Widow can shoot you. You know, you see how there are 4 people now that could turn at you. Their Monkey can jump you, and like, their Hanzo, their Baptiste, their Widow, they can all shoot at you. And then instead of trying to get to better cover, you just kind of walk out. Like, this is not cover anymore because the Widow is there. You could just turn around and climb back up at this wall and go back to your, you know, your comfortable seat you're sitting beforehand. But, yeah, you know, it's not much else going on there. And then, yeah, I mean, you know the Widow is there, but you don't really look at her or try to hit her or anything. It seems like these last 5 seconds, you're just kind of, you know, you're just staring at your Kiriko. Like, why? Why do you need to look at your Kiriko? Like, unless, you know, there's no one behind you, you're not gonna shoot your own teammate. So you know, you could have been looking and tried to get a headshot on the Widow or something. Um, or maybe you have seen her and strafed a little more, but I guess now we're trying Sombra. As well as, like, I think Hanzo was a fine pick, you know? I don't know if you're looking for their Widow or... Okay. It's just a bit of tracking could be worked on. And then it'd take too long to get out. I mean, maybe you had time to set another translocator at some point. Yeah, so when you're dropping down here, right, you can just throw your translocator back up here, right before you go down, finish off this kill, bop, teleport out, right? Yeah, having it trying to throw it, you're just kind of sitting here and giving him free shots at close range, so all you end up doing is trading, when you could have just teleported out. Like, generally with Sombra, you want to have your translocator always set to somewhere to teleport out right away, as opposed to somewhere you can throw just to have leverage, you know. Like, if you're getting high ground, I understood using it to go high ground, but then not leaving it anywhere is... And now you don't have a translocator set up, so you don't have a way to escape if you need to. Okay, now you do. And it's not by health pack either, which is also something you should be trying to do. Yeah, so now you're here, and there you go. Okay. Yep, so you're trying to, okay, now you have a good setup, right? And now your team's already lost, so there's no reason to be doing this, right? This is just risking death because their entire team's focused on you. Like, your team is dead, so just wait for the regroup. And I think this is one of the biggest sins of flankers is they like to, okay, and then you almost fall off the map, but they like to go in before your team is there. It's like, that's, you're supposed, oh, you always want to be going in after players when your team is present, right? You want to be part of the team fight, you want to be harassing their backline. I think you did enough there. Like, I think you were definitely present in that team fight. Like, there's probably some stuff you could have gone, you know, at least just try to get out and whatnot, but like, you had value in that team fight, which is good. I think a big part of this still is your tracking for Sombra is kind of just, it seems like a lot of your bullets are just like sending your aim side to side of them, and so again, don't need to be trying to take this 1v1 for any reason. he's not off guard, like, and you're not, you know, your team isn't engaging to distract him or anything, so good. And then you just teleport out. Teleport out. Yep. Like normally with Sombra, it's like when you get a kill, unless nobody else is shooting at you, just go out. You're good. This is good. Yep. And now you guys are just cleaning up the fight, so it's okay to be here. But if you know, they're just, yeah, teleport out. Because like at any moment there, you could have died. You seem to like to just kind of jump around a lot with your teleporters and whatnot during the team fight, which is like you normally don't have somewhere safe to go to, or if you don't take the time to set up another one, you just want to go 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 go. For that, I like I don't know. It looks like Bronze 5 gameplay. I think there's I think your Widow was your best because you're actually hitting consistent picks with it. Your Sombra was okay. Uh, Sometimes like I think you just need better aim to play Sombra is the only thing. It seems a bit shaky. You're kind of just spraying and hoping to get damage on them sometimes, as opposed to like your Widow was very concise. I could tell when you were hitting your shots that the Widow positioning I think was the biggest thing, and then using your Venom Mine um is something that you should always be planting. That I see just a lot of lower ranked players just not using their Venom Mine whatsoever. Um, and it's you have 75 damage from that, right? If someone triggers it, you can instantly shoot another one down, and that will do another 75 damage, so you can do 150 damage over time. Um, and then you just need to do 50 damage with your rifle and get out. And like unless it's someone like Soldier who can heal themselves, or if they're getting pocketed, is obviously different. But just always be making use of all your abilities. And with Sombra, it's always you want to be next to a hacked health pack with your translocator, or somewhat near it if it's a spot where they're gonna find it easily. Then you can move it somewhere close by. Um, but I think you were doing good when you went in during team fights, but you were also just going in and dying out of team fights, which is something that a lot of flankers do, whether it's Sombra or Genji or whatever. They'll see the support and they'll be like, haha, I'm gonna jump down and insta-kill this support, and then their entire team turns around because there's nothing else going on in the game. So you're the only one that gets targeted and then you die, or you jump out and give them, let them know, oh, okay, they see where you went to your translocator then. Um, and the other thing was with Ash, your Ash gameplay that was just I don't think you really took high ground a lot, because like with Widow you were always on high ground, like you were always trying to get good positioning, but Ash it felt like you were always needing to be on the objective, but you're still playing like a sniper character. And I mean, if you're playing Cassidy, it's alright to be on the objective the whole time, or if the team fights on the objective, you have to be like participating on it, right? But um just running straight to the objective no matter what's going on, and just you were just never really with your team or in a place to help your team like a lot of that game. And part of it's just, the low rank stagger that was going on. But I mean, even when we were playing Soldier and you just kind of left your team to die to go chase a Baptiste, and then well their whole team just kind of jumped you. Um, so I think those are the main things to work on. Um, is just play with your team. Like right, if it's which like team play is huge in this game, and if you're going and you're the guy who's constantly getting killed first, then you're making it harder for your teammates to win, because then there's automatically like a 4-on-5 that your team has to win. So just be very careful with your positioning, and and not giving up positioning too, because I think like your Hanzo gameplay, you were doing fine, and then you gave up high ground for no reason. Your Ashe gameplay, you started doing fine, and then you gave up your high ground for no reason. Like you could have been chasing the same kills you were uh, from a safe spot. You know, they're both really good. So definitely try to keep your control of high ground when you're going in instead of giving it up to give have a just sit on the ground is not somewhere you want to be if you have abilities, which they both do to get them on high ground because they're both ranged characters. Um, so yeah, hopefully that's hopeful. Just if you have any questions, feel free to let me know.